Rob, of course, the dominant story in the world of, well, the world, but in particular of movie news and things like that over the past couple of months has been the lockdown. Not only have movies that are supposed to be in theaters right now been bumped, but also a lot of movies that are in production had their production go on hold, leaving them, very much up in the air. We've been hearing some talk about maybe theaters. We talked last week about how 200 theaters in the United States have reopened. They're looking like they're on a path to reopening a little bit. But even better news when it comes to production, it's now being reported by the producers themselves that Avatar 2, one of the big tentpole films that we're waiting on, has decided to move forward, and they go back into production next week. Next week, they're all heading back there. Now, we got this great look at one of the ships that are going to be used in Avatar 2, but the producer of Avatar 2 came out and said this. This is from John Landau, who said, "Our Avatar sets are ready, and we couldn't be more excited to be headed back to New Zealand next week." He said in his post, "Check out the Matador, a high-speed forward command vessel at the bottom, and the Picador jet boat top." So anyway, we get a good look at the ships there, which is actually pretty cool. But of course, Rob, here the story is a big major tentpole film going back into production. We've heard and we've talked lately about a number of high-profile projects are now looking at going back into production, but this is the first really hard date one that we seem to have. They've got it. They give credit to the fact that they say the studios where they're shooting have put in place new guidelines, safety regulations, things like that, that allow them to deal with the situation that they're in, and is, they say, going to allow them to go in safely and renew production. Rob, what do you think about them going back into production of Avatar 2? And is this the first sign at the end of the tunnel that, we talked yesterday about California governor has said that maybe even as early as next week, they may start allowing some production in California to start picking up again. Are we now seeing this slight shift of the pendulum back towards normalcy? I don't know. What do you think about this?
Well, I think for one, New Zealand, because of their leadership, was able to really get a handle, and because of their location too, get a handle on COVID-19. And they were able to tamp it down and basically eliminate it from their shores. So I think of all the places that you can reasonably assume that production can begin, people are going to have to obviously probably quarantine for 14 days or something before they actually start. I think they've been doing that already. It's probably the best place in the world to start production again. And I think New Zealand is one of the greatest places in the world to make a movie. So their infrastructure there is top notch. They've certainly learned a lot since Peter Jackson used Lord of the Rings to build that infrastructure. And obviously Avatar is no stranger to New Zealand. I think it's great to hear. And I think, look, the more things come back, I think the better off everybody is. It's great to see production coming back. Obviously, this is our industry, John, and we want to see it come back healthy, and we want to see it come back strong. And I think this is great. And I am a huge fan of Avatar. So the fact that we're going to see more of Pandora because we've only seen a small sliver of it. I am really looking forward. Why people ever bet against James Cameron, I don't know, but I'm really looking forward to seeing this movie.
I'm looking forward to it too. Anyway, question here, guys, for you is, what do you think about this? Do you feel like, okay, this is interesting, but it's isolated, like Avatar doing is isolated? Or do you feel like this is kind of the beginning of the falling of the dominoes, that we're going to see production start to come back, and maybe in terms of our movie world that we live in, we're starting to head back to normalcy? What do you guys think about that? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys.